It's gonna start. It's gonna start.
We're a tribe of warriors. In ancient times, we were responsible for patrolling and defending all of Natlan.
Oh my god. Are we gonna get the flying saurian?
So Archon's still managing to sow discord, even after all these years.
If you want to resolve a conflict through dialogue, sometimes you need a third-party facilitator. At this time and place, I'll bet the easiest person to find is...
His spirit has gotten lost and can't find its way back to his body.
I just want to rescue someone, and Granny won't let me.
"500 years later, mystery surfaced again.
Capitano!
I worry that we risk repeating the mistakes of the Cinder City.
Chat, there is an Archon quest.
As long as the soul is involved, I should be able to help.
Oh my god.
Be free!
This is the best thing.
Take me up!
Maybe Interlude? Also, that's the thing Shilonen's voice lines are talking about, right? The thing that Chasca is running on. Oh my god, is that her ultimate?
It's either your end or mine! Before the final moment truly arrives, we must fight harder than ever.
Oh my god. Oh, first code. Fuck, I forgot. I forgot we had to get codes. Okay, I'm really happy. Having no expectations was nice. We'll get to see Capitano as well. Why is Chasca not on this art though? That's odd. I don't need any more characters. No. That's kind of cool. Her flying stuff is really cool. I'm still not a huge fan of her design, but... Okay, why is Chasca not in this thing though? This was nothing like I imagined. Show banners is just started though.
Hey travelers, welcome to the Genshin Impact version 5.2 special program. I'm Gabe from the Loke team.
And I'm Kai. We meet again. Whoa, a Cuckoosaur. Want to join us?
Hey, don't be shy. Come out and say hello.
I'm not sure what that meant, but it was adorable.
She approves of your compliment.
Hey, I didn't know you could speak Saurian.
Oh, I can't. But I can make an educated guess based on her body language.
Whoa, are all Cuckoosaurs as friendly as this one?
Adult Cuckoosaurs are usually very proud creatures, but there are always exceptions.
Well, since our Cuckoosaur friend kicked things off for us, I know just the place to start. The Flower Feather Clan.
All right,
Okay.
let's do it.
New area?
Cuckoosaurs live among the Flower Feather Clan, which is suspended high above the mountains. This is a tribe of warriors, and most of their people can command the power of the skies. It was the Flower Feather Clan's ancient duty to patrol and safeguard the entire region of Natlan. As elite special forces, their job was to detect threats, disseminate intel, and quickly neutralize any dangers to the nation. Though the circumstances are different now,
That
the tribe
grey
never
area
forgot
looks
its origins.
cool.
They still hold trials to assemble the fastest teams in the tribe. The trials test a pilot's skill and teamwork with the Cuckoosaurs.
Oh, I'm so pumped about these Cuckoosaurs.
Yeah, Cuckoosaurs are the proudest out of all the Saurians. They know that they're the kings of the sky. Cuckoosaurs can consume phlogiston to
fly.
climb higher or
We can
perform a
fly.
horizontal roll in midair. Holding the sprint button allows them to enter an accelerated glide
This is
state
the
after a
best
horizontal
thing.
roll. In addition, they can
I
even
was
use
really
phlogiston
waiting
wind
for
tunnels
this.
to quickly cover great distances.
Okay, so I'm assuming that Cuckoosaurs are really hard to tame.
Yeah, that's true. You need to prove yourself in some worthwhile feat, like demonstrating exceptional archery skill during flight. That's the only way to become a true Cuckoosaur rider.
Wow, that's so strict.
Yeah, tell me about it. But okay, now that we've got a glimpse of the Flower Feather clan, it's time for a quiz.
What? Already?
Yep, I hope you're prepared. Every tribe in Natlan has a unique way of communicating with their Saurian companions. The members of the Flower Feather clan use a special item to
That
summon their Cuckoosaurs.
ember something
What
flower,
is
no?
that item?
That
A basket filled with their favorite foods?
no.
Here's a hint. We just saw the answer in the previous video.
Oh, I remember now. Horn.
Ding ding ding! Cuckoosaurs live far from the tribe and from each other, so in order to summon them, the tribe's people use whistles and horns to produce loud noises. So there's your overview of Cuckoosaurs. Maybe they sound a little unapproachable compared to other Saurians, but don't worry, travelers. If you get into a tough situation, then Chasca, the Flower Feather clan's expert peacemaker, can help
Hi,
mediate
Money
the
Rabbit.
conflict.
Hello.
Knitch mentioned that her method of mediation is silencing both parties. Is that true?
Well, that's only in special cases. Most of the time, Chasca barely needs to intervene. Everyone knows what she's capable of, so people usually find a way to set aside their differences when she shows up.
Oh, so she doesn't just handle conflicts between humans and Saurians. She keeps the peace between people, too.
Exactly. Chasca was corrupted by abyssal power as a child, so she has a strong compulsion to fight, but she knows how to rein it in.
Right. I heard that she was abandoned as a baby. It seems like she's been through a lot.
Yeah, but luckily for her, the Cuckoosaurs took her in and raised her as one of their own. In addition to hunting and flying, Chasca gained a lot of unique combat experience from her Saurian childhood. When Chasca is in your party, defeating monsters will restore phlogiston to your party. While she's in the Night Soul's blessing state, Chasca can ride and control her gun like a Cuckoosaur.
Wow.
The Soul Sniper doesn't just
That's
increase her movement
really-
speed and resistance to
Where is her
interruption,
pant?
it
One
also
is
allows her to
there,
get
one
a
is-
better angle on her enemies.
Yeah.
Wow, that mid-air perspective is so cool.
That is very
It seems so
cool.
liberating.
Yeah, and Chasca's fierce when she's in the zone. In the Night Soul's
She's a
blessing
bow
state,
user?
Chasca's normal
Okay, I
attacks
had no
deal
clue.
animo damage to enemies in front of her. Unleashing a charged attack in this state will cause
Ooh.
Chasca to enter a special aiming
Okay,
mode.
I never
This
expected her
allows
kit to
to
look
lock
like this.
onto
This
a
is
set
very.
number of enemies within range and fire up to 6
That is
Shadow Hunt
crazy.
shells, which deal animo damage upon impact. In addition, for every Pyro, Hydro, Cryo, or Electro character in your party, one of Chasca's Shadow Hunt shells will undergo an elemental conversion to deal the
Oh.
corresponding type of elemental damage.
Whoa, no way! So Chasca can directly deal other types of elemental damage
Ooh.
based on the
See
characters
that?
in
See
her
the
party.
colors?
And since she's an animal character,
Wanderer
she can swirl
power
them at the same time. That's awesome.
Funny.
Yeah, I know, right? Her elemental burst has a similar function too. Chasca fires a gale-splitting Soulseeker shell during her burst, which deals animo
Like
damage.
Guts
The
sword
attack then splits into
modernized.
6 Soulseeker shells, which continue to attack nearby enemies.
That's
These
crazy.
shells can also undergo elemental conversions.
That's so cool. No wonder she's one of the strongest warriors in her tribe.
Speaking of her tribe, the warriors from the Flower Feather clan are formidable for sure, but we should also shed some light on those who aren't as skilled.
Oh, are you talking about the wingless? That's what the tribe calls people who fail the flight trials, right? They're the challengers who fail to
They
earn
haven't
the
said that
recognition
there's
of the
a
Cuckoosaur.
Archon quest though,
Exactly.
chat.
But the name doesn't indicate that those people are weak or deserve to be cast aside. The Flower Feather
Yes.
clan has its own definition of strength. There's a tacit understanding that the wingless are supposed to be protected until they can fly by themselves. But that assumption is challenged in Tribal Chronicles Tlalocan. Someone will dare to ask, what if you didn't need a Cuckoosaur to fly? If you could change
I
the
would
rules,
love if she
then
threw
maybe
guns
there
like what?
wouldn't be any wingless to begin with. Now, whether that's the right path is for us to discover.
After the
Chasca will
character.
also be there to help us find the answer. So, be sure to check out Chasca's Tribal Chronicle if you're interested in what happens.
Is there anything else that you can tell us?
Remember how I mentioned that Chasca was raised by Cuckoosaurs?
Yeah, tell us about it.
Her Saurian mother will make an appearance in this quest. even though she's joined human society, Chasca still goes to visit her Saurian mother
That's
on
her
occasion,
mom?
especially when she needs some help with a tough situation.
Oh, so Chasca still has the soft side, even though she's a fearsome warrior.
Definitely. The Flower Feather Clan is also the setting for the Archon Quest Chapter 5 Interlude.
So,
All fires
Interlude.
fuel the flame. The tribe is facing a crisis, and they'll need the
Okay.
travelers' help to find a solution.
What kind of crisis?
Well, the Flower Feather Clan suffered the worst of the abyssal contamination during the battle in version 5.1. It's not just the human body that can't withstand high concentrations of abyssal power. For most people, it also damages the
This
mind.
is nice. I actually
Many
like
members
it.
of the Flower Feather Clan are suffering from the mental repercussions of the abyss, and the tribe is in desperate need of aid.
Ooh,
Ian-san will be there
who's that
too.
NPC?
After
Kinda
rebuilding her
cool.
own tribe, the Collective of Plenty,
Only one act.
she's traveling around
But then
Natlan
next
to help
act
those
might
in need.
is 6,
The people
no?
of Natlan really value unity, don't they? No one fights alone.
Right.
That's one of my favorite things about Natlan. Oh, wait. It looks like the captain will also be there.
Yes, the captain will
Listen,
also
I think
offer
this
help to the
this
tribe.
is gonna be good.
You may pick up on some interesting information if you pay close attention to what he has to say. The captain rarely gives away too much information in his regular interactions, but his secrecy here seems a little peculiar. So keep an eye out, but of course, restoring Natlan's fighting spirit remains
We'll
the
get to
top
see
priority.
Ian-san a lot too.
After all, the
Yeah,
war
nice.
isn't over yet. The abyssal contamination is still around, and we have a very important battle ahead.
This
Natlan
is
needs mental
good.
fortitude more than ever before.
This is
The
actually
Flower
really
Feather
good
Clan is
build up
pretty
for the
close to
final
the
part.
Masters of the Nightwind, where the Iktomosaurs live. That tribe could be another good place to recover from the battle.
Oh yeah, let's check it out.
If you head west from the Stadium of the Sacred Flame and go past the towering walls, you eventually arrive at the settlement of the mysterious Masters of the Nightwind. The tribal settlement offers a
very
unique
pretty.
glowing landscape at night. If you venture even further, then you might encounter the tribe's wild Iktomisaur elder.
We
or
heard
one of the
Ian-san's
many
voice
shamans
last
who
quest
can
and
communicate with
Capitano's as well.
spirits.
I
even
think
heard
we'll
that
have
the witch doctors
voices.
who live there can help cleanse your spirit. Plus, the graffiti art is really incredible.
That's so
In fact,
pretty.
there's something special about this one. Can you figure it out, travelers? It's kind of tricky, right? Well, don't worry. The Iktomisaurs can help us out.
Oh, even that
Iktomisaurs are
one,
known
that
for their
Saurian
wisdom.
flies, oh.
They can use their unique sight to detect things that can't be seen through normal mains.
Whoa, okay.
Right.
That's gonna be
Iktomisaurs
fun
are
exploration.
especially skilled at detecting ley lines and phlogiston. They can absorb power from phlogiston objects to enhance their abilities. Doing so allows them to jump higher, move faster, or even obtain surprising rewards. Iktomisaurs can also extract
No.
information from graffiti
Even
art
in the
to
last quest,
create
the strike
special
was going on.
objects.
Kachina
Oh,
and
I
Kenichi's
bet
voice
that'll
actor
come in
weren't
handy for
like
solving
wasn't there.
puzzles.
Everyone
Definitely,
else's voice actor
especially
was
in
there.
Tribal Chronicles Mictlan,
If
which will become
anyone didn't
available
have
in
a
version
voice,
5.2,
they would have
the first
put
two
the
acts
Japanese
feature a lot
trailer.
of intriguing puzzles. So be
I
sure to
think
check them out, travelers.
people's voices
Some of
will
them
be there. The
require
newer
help
voice
of an
actors, especially in
Iktomisaur,
Natlan.
and others can be solved on your own.
I noticed that Iktomisaurs can perform fast-paced jumps when they have enough phlogiston, and it looks like so much fun. Do we know anyone who can use that ability? Besides the new Saurian, I mean.
Yes, Ororon can do it too. Like the Iktomisaurs, Ororon has the ability to rise into the air.
Have they revealed
He
his
also has
rarity,
a
by
keen
the way?
sense of perception. While charging an aimed shot, Ororon will enter the spirit speaker state, allowing him to extract power from Natlan's graffiti and runes.
Speaking of Ororon, I was honestly super surprised by his personality. Before the 5.1 Archon quest, I thought that he looked like a stern, stoic, and harsh
Where is
type
his
of character.
rarity?
But
4-star
as it
only.
turns out, he's just a sweet kid.
Yeah, it's kind of unexpected, right? Is he really that sweet, though? Just to think about all the sneaking around behind his granny's back.
Ah, true.
The tribespeople of the Masters of the Nightwind are known for being eccentric, but Ororon really takes it to the next level.
Yeah, it sounds like he does things his own way. I wonder if that extends to his combat abilities.
It does. Ororon is a bit different from the Natlan characters we've met so far. He doesn't need to depend on the Night Soul's Blessing state to gain Night Soul points, and he can maintain the Night Soul's Blessing state even while he's off-field.
Ah, that does
Oh.
sound different from the other Natlan characters. So, how do his abilities work?
Let me start by explaining how Ororon gains Night Soul points. This can happen in multiple ways. For example, Ororon can gain Night Soul points when one of his party members triggers a Night Soul burst. He can also gain them when other party members deal Hydro or Electro attacks to enemies after Ororon unleashes his elemental skill.
Oh, then it sounds like he works well
Yeah,
with
he'll
Hydro
keep
and
saying
Electro
sorry
characters.
throughout his stuff.
Yep. And in combat, when enemies take damage from electro-charged reactions or other party members deal Night Soul aligned damage, Ororon can consume Night Soul points to enter the Night Soul's blessing state and trigger the Hypersense effect, dealing electro damage.
Oh, I see. So you need to pair him with the right characters if you want him to gain Night Soul points, enter the Night Soul's blessing state, and trigger the effect.
Exactly. Though I should mention that Ororon doesn't need to be on the field to trigger the Hypersense effect.
Wait, he can trigger it even while he's off-field? That sounds really useful.
Totally. His elemental burst provides a convenient way to deal damage and support
Yeah, well, let's
your
gonna
party.
get another.
Ororon performs an ancient reach roll with his burst
Ooh.
to summon a supersonic Oculus, which taunts nearby enemies to draw them in. Once they're up close, the Oculus releases a sound wave to deal damage.
That should be great for crowd control.
Yes, with Ororon in your party, dealing with large groups of enemies should be a lot easier. And speaking of making things easier, Ororon can also improve the exploration experience by boosting the gliding speed of your characters.
Awesome.
Ororon really cherishes his friends. With a little teamwork on his side, I'm sure victory will always be within reach.
Cool. So
Ooh.
we introduced two of the upcoming regions in this update, the Flower Feather Clan and the Masters of the Nightwind. But there's more. Version 5.2 actually
The story
introduces
of the
another
ruined
new
city
region.
occupied
It's
by the
called
devilish
Ochka
dragon.
Natlan.
Oh, I think we caught a glimpse of this ancient
my
city when we were looking at the Flower Feather Clan. It's really beautiful from far away.
Is it like
but those clouds
Enconomia?
look kind of ominous. It looks completely abandoned. Is it
hear the
dangerous?
music too.
Yes. This is a restricted area in Natlan due to its severe abyssal contamination.
Oh my God, it's gonna be so
and
good.
it seems uninhabited. Over the years, many adventurers have come here in search of treasure or to slay the dragon. Unfortunately, none of them have ever returned. The Flower Feather Clan often sends riders to patrol the area and to prevent people from getting too close.
Wait, did you say slay the dragon?
Yeah, I know we introduced some adorable saurians earlier, but this creature is actually really terrifying.
Oh.
It occupies this ancient city and guards it fiercely. If it detects
What
an
is
intruder,
that?
then it will attack without hesitation.
What is that?
Okay, that's pretty
That's
concerning.
as big as
It's easy
Dwalin,
to take
dude.
human-saurian coexistence for granted these days, but it
Dwalin
actually took
2.0,
generations
yeah.
of effort to reach this point. This relationship wasn't nearly so harmonious in
Is
the
that
ancient
Hirichel
past.
dead?
Travelers will need to explore Ochka
Oh my
Natlan
God, I
to
am
uncover the reason
so-
behind this
I'm so
dragon's
excited.
rampage.
Oh,
Of
Ochka
course,
Natlan. They
travelers
brought
won't
this up
have
in
to
one
do
of the
this
world
alone.
quests.
Here,
I
take a look.
remember.
Oh, what's that?
What's that?
This is a very important companion who will help us explore Ochka Natlan.
Okay, this
His name
patch
is
is good,
Kokui.
chat.
As
I
for his
am excited
power,
for it.
Well, why don't you take a guess?
Okay, is he our moral support? You know, maybe he could make a cute noise every now and then to cheer us up.
Hey, let's not put our Tapetlosaur friend out of a job. Little one works really hard.
Okay, then I've got
It's
nothing.
purple,
Remember
so
how
electro.
I mentioned that Ochka Natlan is heavily corroded by the abyss?
I'm getting caught on it.
Well, that's where Kokui comes in. We can use his power to clear abyssal contamination. Follow the direction indicated by his light to collect secret source scraps and enhance his power. Once Kokuik has enough power, you can take him to track down the evil dragon.
What a useful little guy.
I know, right? Now, travelers can explore Ochka Natlan with two companions, Kokuik and Little One. In fact, I've heard there's even a special token around here that can enable Little One to traverse a volcano. A new adventure with Little One awaits in version 5.2. This update will bring us one step closer to uncovering the mysteries of Little One's past. Familiar Saurian companions can also help us explore Ochka Natlan. For example, with the help of a Kaholasaur, we can evade source mechanism attacks. With the help of an Iktomi, we can solve certain puzzles. With the help of a Cucusaur, we might even be able to chase down the evil dragon. But we'll leave the rest for you to discover, travelers.
Wait, are those some kind of lava fish? Does this mean we can fish in Natlan?
Yes, but I've got some friendly advice, travelers. You should be very careful while exploring Natlan. Some of the abyssal monsters here can distort their appearance to mimic powerful enemies.
That looks
High-level
like a
monsters
tree.
such as the tenebrous Papilla can mimic even stronger enemies.
Huh? It looks like these monsters take the form of plants outside of combat.
Yep, that's true. The Abyss has corroded Natlan's ley lines, allowing these monsters to read the memories inside of them and mimic creatures from Tevat.
How do we defeat them?
Travelers will need to use elemental attacks to break the enemy's protective void wards. Doing so allows them to take damage and causes them to enter a brief state of confusion. Night Soul-aligned elemental attacks are especially effective against these wards.
Wow, the Abyss has gotten so advanced. It's scary to think about how much harder these fights will get if these abyssal monsters continue to evolve.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a lot of information to take in at once.
Yeah.
But before we take our first break, we still have a
gonna
couple
be
of short
a lot of
announcements. Really short,
lore.
I promise. First up, limited time exploration rewards will be available in version 5.2. Just like in version 5.1, travelers can earn up to
Using a
400
giant
extra
as
primo
gun to
gems.
dodge enemies.
And the rewards will be available all the way through version 5.3. It's now time to introduce the event wishes. In the first half of version 5.2, travelers can look forward to event wishes from Chasca and Lenny. Ororon will also receive a drop rate boost. And in the second half of version 5.2, we'll have returning event wishes for
It
Dongli
is
and New
the
Villette.
rerun of
weapon
the
banner will feature a
Fathers,
new 5-star bow, Astral Vulture's Crimson Plumage, and 2 new Natlan-specific 4-star weapons. Be sure to check them out if you're
Dragon patch
interested.
for sure.
All right, it's time for our first break. Once we
First
come back,
break?
we'll dive
What is
right
left?
into the event portion.
What is left in this match? Seven. Yo, I didn't expect this patch to be this good, okay? I'm very, very surprised. I was like, nothing's gonna be there. I was so wrong. Okay, redeemed. How did they cooperate to exit in the same C0R1 Chasca?
Welcome back, travelers.
Welcome back! Let's dive straight into the event section. So in the first event, we'll get to learn more about the Masters of the Nightwind.
That's right. In the version 5.2 event, Iktomi Spirit-Seeking Scrolls, travelers will team up with Citlali and
Nerville
Ororon to get to the
too.
bottom of a mysterious accident that occurred within their tribe.
Travelers will need to complete combat challenges to defeat enemies who try to disrupt the ritual. They'll also need to reconstruct scenes from the tribe's woven scrolls and gather lost spirits scattered throughout the region. Travelers will only be able to uncover the truth if they collect all the clues.
Is it just
But
me,
don't worry,
or I
there
feel
are
like the
also various
localization
rewards
team
to
is quite
earn
chill
along
with the
way,
announcing,
including
no?
primo jams.
Ooh, I really like the vibe of this event. It looks like Citlali is performing some kind of ritual. It's
the
also
art.
mysterious.
When a situation gets tough, it's Granny to the rescue.
Definitely.
Citlali and Ororon have some really fun dialogue in this event.
I'm always grabbing the popcorn whenever these two interact. They're practically a two-person show. And speaking of fun, let's get into the event gameplay. First up is the Search for Lost
Yeah,
Spirits
they're quite
minigame.
chill this time, I
Travelers will have
feel.
to work together to herd the scattered roaming spirits into specific zones to earn
Okay.
points. Pay attention to the conditions
We
on the
will do all
field if
this.
you want a higher score. For example, travelers can jump on stone slabs that appear on the field. These slabs will break open and release even more spirits.
I hate
Storms
this
may
event.
also appear during the game. You can track down spirits more effectively if you pay attention to the direction of the storms.
In Evil Banisher, travelers will need to select the right teams to complete the objectives. Completing all of the objectives will award you the Banishing Aura,
You
which
prefer
allows
chill or the
you to
previous
deal
crazy
AoE
I
damage
like
by
this.
spraying paint at enemies.
That paint really matches the Masters of the Nightwind's aesthetic. It's super cool.
Yeah, and so does the Spirit Loom in restoring fragmented records. Citlali
Ooh,
will
what
use
is
her powers
that?
to reveal special fragments. Travelers will need to piece these fragments together and assemble them on a woven scroll.
Make sure that you pay attention to the order and positions of the fragments. Oh, there's something else that we should mention. Travelers can obtain a new 4-star sword by completing this event.
Maybe
The
Citlali
design
is a sword
definitely
user.
fits the Masters of the Nightwind. It looks like some kind of ceremonial artifact.
I totally agree. Oh, and this event will allow travelers to learn more about Natlan's secrets. For example, this quest will reveal new clues about a mysterious and legendary place, the Mare Javari.
Wow, we've been hearing
Ooh.
about this place since Mondstadt. It'll be nice to get some new information. On a related note, the Adventurers Guild has prepared a new trial for its members. Active adventurers have been invited to take on the challenge, including the Traveler. Travelers will need to complete various challenges with designated characters and fully leverage their skills
Hey,
to
this
earn
domain
rewards.
stuff.
I know you're up to the challenge, Travelers. Good luck.
In
Genshin
Mondstadt-related
feels
news,
like
the
it's
Knights of Favonius are
ending.
conducting a war game to improve
More
security
lore.
tactics
I
in the
love it.
region. And who better to test these tactics than
Dude,
the
this is
Honorary
like-
Knight?
This is a
Be
really
sure
good
to
patch.
pay close attention to
What
the
the
game
hell?
since the format has changed at this time. Travelers will need to select combat
I'm so
units
waiting,
and
same
stratagems
me.
to deploy against the opposing formation. Once the lineup is set, the monsters will fight automatically. Available combat units and stratagems are completely random. You know, just to build some unpredictability into the wargame. The chances of encountering elite combat units increases as the wargame progresses. Even more elite monsters will be available for travelers to use. It's a volatile environment, so do your best to win as many rounds as possible, earn wargame medals, and collect the rewards.
All right, let's keep the excitement rolling in this next event. We actually have a demo, so please take a look.
Oh, looks like they're
TCG.
selecting tactics. Double
Okay.
damage? That sounds powerful. Whoa, it's automated. Cool. The elemental reaction effects are completely different.
This brand new heated battle mode is called Automatic Artistry. Powerful support cards have been added for nearly every elemental reaction. Choose cards that align with your strategies to trigger powerful
I've never seen
elemental reactions.
Risley's
The effects will
TCG
change
art
depending on how
like
you
card.
play.
Is this
In
like
addition, the overall gameplay is very laid back. Characters will automatically duel each other, and skill animations are now shorter in length.
characters will automatically
Wow, it's
do
like we
each
got a
other?
whole new Genius Invocation TCG after coming back from Natlan.
What?
Talk about whiplash.
That's right. Even if you've never played Genius Invocation before, I really recommend checking out this new gameplay mode in version 5.2. The new version will also bring a few updates to regular Genius Invocation TCG.
Do you ever feel a little cooped up while you're playing card games? Well, don't worry about that. Our next event will give travelers the opportunity to enjoy the great outdoors. In Claw Convoy, travelers will need to help Lamia track down some adopted animals. Travelers will be able to see the animal's point of view by using a special tool. Once you've managed
We
to
become
deduce their
animal.
location, you'll be able to track them down. Once the animals are safe and sound, travelers will receive a gift from the mysterious figure who adopted them. I feel like Ororon would really shine in this event. He's definitely an animal lover.
I can see that. I'm sure that he would jump at the chance to meet animals from other nations.
Yeah.
Finally, the Leyline Overflow event will return in version 5.2. If you need Mora or character EXP materials, then keep an eye out.
Alright, let's dive into some updates and game optimizations. First up is the change to the Imaginarium Theater. Previously, travelers would be returned to the theater lobby after completing a challenge and have to reopen the Fantasia Tome to continue. Travelers provided feedback that this setup interrupted their experience. So, this will no longer be the case in version 5.2.
In one patch. Nowadays in
after
one
finishing
patch
a battle,
Genshin, like,
all you
pick
need to
this.
do is click Next Act if you want to keep fighting.
Damn.
Nice. Travelers can now enjoy the thrill of combat without any interruptions.
And for all the generous travelers who like to configure supports for their friends, a supporting caster record has been added in the new update. You can now check which friends have borrowed your supports by looking at the supporting cast screen.
Cool. It'll be nice to know that our supports are helping people out.
Yup. Oh, and the party configuration mechanic has also been optimized. Besides the elemental filtering, the Imaginarium Theater will now feature recommended role icons, elemental statistics, and markers for the main types of enemies.
That is so helpful. I'll occasionally put together a random team if I've just started experimenting with some characters, but this information should make it a lot easier to form strategic teams.
These markers will display
Oh, you're
key
actually
information on
doing
how
quality
to
of life
counter
pictures,
enemies,
yeah.
but in a much more prominent position.
It's the future of
Hopefully,
Genshin.
this change will make it easier for travelers to form the best teams.
Yes. Now we can directly see which elements work best against specific enemies. That's definitely going to save some time.
For sure. And we can expect even more optimizations in the future as travelers continue to provide valuable feedback about their experiences. Okay, let's introduce the other system optimizations coming in version 5.2. You can now sort 5-star artifacts in your inventory based on when you obtained them, from the most recent to the oldest. Second, the animations for crafting materials, forging weapons, building furniture, and cooking dishes are now shorter in length.
That's really nice. The dev team designed a lot of intricate animations for these features, but it can feel a bit frustrating when you have to watch them over and over again.
There will also be several optimizations for the Serena Teapot. The seed dispensary can now hold more of every type of seed. You'll be able to purchase wood at the Realm Depot in exchange for Realm currency. In addition, the cooldown for the boon of the Elder Tree will be reduced to 5 seconds. This way, it will be easier for travelers to collect wood.
Awesome. I've been meaning to use some cool replicas in my Serena Teapot, but I'm always short on wood. So this should be really helpful.
Nice! I'm so excited for you! Oh, and optimizations have been made to artifact locking. The updated lock assistance interface will allow you to configure lock settings with a single click. Just hit Use Recommended Settings and you're set. The recommended set lock plans will even update automatically based on popular in-game configurations. Of course, if you have your own ideas in mind, then you can always disable the recommended plans to configure custom ones instead.
The update also allows you to batch lock artifacts in your inventory based on the recommended general lock plan and set lock plans. This will make it much faster to organize your inventory. In addition, a shortcut button that navigates to the lock assistance interface will be added to the Artifact Domain Challenge screen and the Artifact Acquisition screen. This should make it easier for travelers to configure their locking rules whenever they want. A star feature will also be added next to the lock button on each artifact. Travelers can use this feature to mark their favorite artifacts and filter by stars to quickly track them down.
Finally, treasure compasses will now be able to locate even more treasure locations, including Sealies and time trial challenges. A quick swap feature will also be added for treasure compasses and Oculus Resonance stones.
This was there in the patch
Enabling
notes.
this feature will allow travelers to more easily use these devices across regions. The feature will automatically switch to the compass or stone that corresponds to your location in the game.
Awesome.
Be sure to check out future announcements for more details on the version 5.2 optimizations.
All right, that was a lot of info, so this seems like a good time for our second break.
It's time for the third redemption code.
What is left after this though? Ooh, look at Chasca. Yeah, loadouts, I think it'll take a while for them to do that. A goodbye is left after. I think she lost her pants in air.
Welcome back, travelers. What else do we
Surely.
have on the agenda, Gabe?
We have some very exciting news to share. After the version update on November 20th, travelers will be able to play Genshin Impact on the Xbox Series X and S. Log into Genshin Impact on Xbox Series X and S consoles to receive the Wind Glider Wings of Fate's Course Intertwined. Additionally, Xbox Game Pass Ultimate members can play Genshin Impact via cloud gaming. They'll also find extra rewards in their in-game mailbox.
I have
Awesome.
Game Pass.
All right, that should be everything. That means that we've reached the end of the special program. Is there anything that you want to say before we go, Kai?
Yes, I'm really looking forward to all the new characters. Chasca and her weapons seem really incredible. I'd love to see how her travel chronicle unfolds because she has such an amazing personality. And Ororon seems like a very layered character. The storytelling is definitely going to shine. What about you, Gabe?
Yeah, I'm just so excited for players to experience more of the Natlan storyline, and we have so much to explore this time. I mean, 2 new tribes and a new area as well.
New area,
And
that's nice.
One thing I've always loved about Genshin Impact is how it's multi-platform. Like, I'm always logging in on different devices depending on where I am, so it's just exciting to see another platform become available for everyone.
Yeah.
And yeah, on that note, I hope you have fun with the new version, travelers.
Bye.
Bye.
We're done.